to show you this. In, I think it was our last video or the video before last, I took up these potatoes that were in here. Didn't get a good yield because I picked them up too early, of course. But in their place, I have planted carrots. And this is how I plant my carrots. They are not up yet, but these were in, you can see how wet it is under there, and that's kind of my point in sharing this. I added phosphorus, lots of it, because the potatoes will take a lot of that stuff. You can kind of see it here in a little bowl. And to the soil, and then added some just organic multi-purpose amendments, and that phosphorus, which was bone meal, and then watered in them really good, and then put the wood on top. And I will keep that on for about 10 days, is as long as it should take for a carrot to germinate. Even though the wood is on there, you want to water. Sorry about the wind noise, guys. I also put it in this area because this is where my tomatoes are going to go. And tomatoes like carrots, and they grow well together. I don't know why, but they do. And so I am going to amend this soil here too, but same thing here is I had some of that tape left, and of course the slugs like the tape. Don't want the slugs under there. But so that's what I've done here, and look how wet it is under there. And that's because of this board right here. Now that is the key, is phosphorus and keeping your seedlings wet or moist, especially with carrot seeds. It has to be done, guys, or you're not going to have a good harvest. You're not going to have a good sowing of carrots at all. I did not do that over here. I just kind of put mulch over it. I loosened the soil, which over there I didn't need to loosen the soil because I had just taken out potatoes, so I didn't need to loosen the soil. But over here I did loosen the soil, and because I didn't cover the carrots, and that was the only time I didn't do it, is I didn't cover the carrots with boards. I covered it with pine needles instead. You want them covered, period. But I have had the best results when I use the boards, guys. So try those, and this is what my battle is going to be. My neem oil is not regular neem oil. It's an extract, and I need to get rid of that stuff and get some real neem oil to keep the caterpillar bugs away this year, because it seems like they have a strong showing this year. They seem to be, that's an ant. Oh, and that's a female plant. So let us see if we have a male plant somewhere. We have two male plants here, but I don't, is this the same plant? I don't think so. I don't know so. So, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, guys. I'm going to take this, and I think it is the same plant. Yes, it is. This is pumpkin. So, I'm going to take this flower, and I peeled off the surrounding, and then I'm going to push that, have the little tip, and I'm going to put it in there and put that pollen in there. And let's get a pumpkin. You can do that. I don't do that all the time. I just thought I'd show you guys how to do it if you want to do it. Very often if you're growing your squashes and stuff inside, it's best practice to do that. But since I don't have a female plant nearby and I just have these two male plants, I'm going to take this off, which they flew away, but their babies are in there. And I'm going to give that to the chickens. And these are tasty to the chickens. So, and they only last a day. So, they don't want to go after it in the water. So I bet you those other ones went in this male plant. There's some in here. Man, there's a lot of life. Okay, that's just a male plant. And I have another one full. And I always squish them to kill any bugs in there. And they love that. There. They don't know what to do with it in the water. But see, the bugs are in there, so what they're looking for first is the bugs. But anyways, that is how you propagate a plant. And look at this, guys. We're already having tomatoes come on. Oh, and I just ruined one. Be careful how you handle your tomatoes. And what I need to do, we're about to have a rain, so I'm going to wait. But after this rain, I'm going to be spraying these tomatoes with some aspirin. And that creates a stress hormone in the tomatoes, which makes them fight and put on new growth. And just a lot of good stuff happening there. So we'll do that. And you can see where I plucked these in between these two leaves. I plucked off the middle right there, and just with my fingertips, and look at the new growth it's putting on. Now it's going to send out 2 more branches on each one of those that I plucked. You can see here, see there, where I plucked out the middle, and there's 2 more branches there. So let's see what this one's doing. Make sure that you guys don't step on your vines as you're walking by. It's a male plant, and look what I have in there. I'm going to close that up and rip that off. And what I have in there is cucumber beetles. So I'm going to squish them up, and that's where they lay their eggs, is in the flower of the plant. See that one crawling out there? It's going to fly away, but I'm going to get it before it flies away and give it to the chickens. So that's what I do to kind of manage it. If there's no female flower around, I'll do that. And because the less you can use spray, especially when it's raining so much like it is. There's one in there, so I'm just going to squish that bugger. Squished him. He's dead. There's no female flowers, and your plant, when it first starts sending off flowers, more likely it's going to send off females first. We'll leave those ants alone because they will pollinate your flowers. All right, so I got to get back to work over here. Let's see what these ones are doing over here. So these are starting to bulb up. Look at how big the bottoms are. These are the onion sets. So they are starting to bulb up. So a lot of people said onion sets won't work. They are definitely not as good as the onion starts. This is an onion start over here. And where it gets greener, and these are huge, that is where the onion sets are. And these are Georgia onions. And then over here, this soil, I will never do this again, guys. I will go and get compost and cover my bed with soil. I didn't do that. I found these Walla Wallas and I got them in the ground right away. And they are struggling against this hard clay soil. There is some bulbing up going on though. So slowly but surely, so we're praying for our Walla Wallas to grow nice and big because we love Walla Wallas. So, I mean, there's plenty of time yet, so I'm not too worried, but there you go. All right, Elroy, you ready to go inside? We picked a bunch of sugar peas, Oregon sugar peas, and we love these guys. And I'm going to have to keep some for seed for the fall. We'll grow some more. But there we go. All right, got to get back to work.